Atlee, Oklahoma, discontinued, formerly butcher knife. Which way to the Cherokee Orphan Asylum? An Indian woman beckoning and teasing a small child with a beaded fan, her dress shiny and speckled like the back of a trout. Quapaw, Oklahoma, downstream people, the church at Devil's Hollow, Okie Bar, Western music, Okie buddies. And I'll read a section. This book is divided into 4 sections. First section is called Handbook. The second one is Techniques of Castrating. And the third one, Crazy Dogs Wishing to Die, which is a reference to the Cheyenne tribe. There was a warrior society called the Crazy Dogs. And in battle, they would wear a tunic with a long tail, and they would stake it into the ground, either with a spear or with an arrow. So the notion was death before defeat and dishonor. And then the fourth section, the final section, is called Cemetery Quintet. And I will read a passage from that. Watauga Indian Cemetery. The sign leaning crazily and missing a letter. A long, deep plot of weeds and stone. Out from town on the secondary road. Almost in the country. 2 pigs in a fenced-in area next to the cemetery. The ground trampled down, grassless brown earth mud. A pen of cloven tracks in the mud from the pigs and their squealing. Cemetery. The other side and back, fields of buffalo grass, almost in the country. 1. A very large tree to one side, near the pigs, with piles of flowers, mostly dried and decayed. 2. Tall yellow sunflowers in clumps between the markers, gourds and melons growing from the grave mounds, brush, weeds and vines, prairie beardgrass, little blue stem, prickly pear cactus, smooth and fragrant sumac, buckbrush, wild currant, buffalo currant, chinaberry, soapberry, spiderwort, even. 3. A long mound of dirt with a cross at one end, perhaps 12 inches tall, with thin proportions and covered with beadwork on the front, sides, and back. The colors, yellow, orange, red, dark blue, light blue, and white. 4. A large, thick piece of styrofoam in the shape of a headstone, inscribed with small discs the size of a penny, veneered with a thin, iridescent imitation mother of pearl. The discs form a border around the edge and, in large letters, in the middle, the word son, and a clump of weeds between 2 graves. This is an incident that happens at the juncture of the Purgatory River with the Arkansas River in eastern Colorado. Purgatory's mouth. Jacob, we seen a branch which we supposed to be fork. We stopped here. Some were hunting and others cooking, some picking grapes. And the cry of a white bear was raised. 1. We were all armed in an instant, and each man run his own course to look for the desperate animal. The brush in which we camped, into which the bear had run, and surrounded on all sides, the bear sprung up and caught Lewis Dawson, pulled him down in an instant. I was myself down the creek, below the brush, and heard the dreadful screams of man in the clutches of the bear, the yelping of the slut and the hollowing of the men to run, and the man will be killed. 4. His head was in the bear's mouth at least twice, and that when the monster gave the crush that was to mash the man's head, it being too large for the span of his mouth, the head slipped out, only the teeth cutting the skin. 5. I am killed, that I heard my skull that I heard my skull break. But we were willing to believe he was mistaken, as he spoke cheerfully on the subject till in the afternoon of the second day. And on examining a hole in the upper part of his right temple, which we believed only skin deep, we found the brains working out. Purgatory. I look back with this compulsion to confess, as I, waist deep in your waters, stand at the mouth, Jacob, I am a thief, and I have stolen from even you. 6. The unfortunate man died at daybreak and was buried near the bank with a strong pin of logs over him to prevent the bears or wolves from scratching him up. This is the first animal of the kind we have met with.